Today we are going to solve May-June 2020 P41. The code is 0580. Our question number 1 is, in part A1, he says in 2018 Gital earned $32,000. She paid tax of 24% on these earnings. Work out the amount she paid in tax in 2018. So what you do, you write 24% like 24 over 100 times 32,000 and use a calculator to find out the values. So $7,680 is the answer. In part 2, in 2019 Gital's earnings increased by 7%. Work out her earnings in 2019. So increase of 7% means you have to add 7 in 100. So this is equal to 107%. So we can write 107 over 100 into 32,000. So we got 34,240. This is our final answer of this part. Gital invest $5,000 at a rate of 2% per year compound interest. Calculate the value of her investment at the end of 3 years. So the formula is A equals P times 1 plus R over 100 power n. So A equals P is over 5,000, 1 plus 2 over 100 power 3. So use your calculator to find out the final value, and this is 5306.04. In C part, 1 month, Gital spent a total of $360 on on presents. She spent 1/5 of this total on presents for her parents. She spent 2/3 of the remaining money on presents for her friends. She spent the rest of the money on presents for her sisters. Calculate the percentage of the $360 that she spent on presents for her sisters. So what should we do? 1 minus 1 over 5, because 1 is the whole number of any fraction. So you subtract 1 over 5 from 1, you got 4 over 5. So 4 over 5 of 360, and that is equal to $288. So now 1 minus 2/3, that the 2/3, he said 2/3 of the remaining money. So 1 minus 2/3 means 1 over 3. So 288, which was the remaining money of 1/3. So this is equal to $96. So now we have to calculate the percentage. So 96 over original amount 360 times 100. So this is 26.67, which is 26.7%. In part D, Arjun earned this much dollar in 2019. This was an increase of 9% on his earning in 2018. Work out his earning in 2018. So 9% increase. So add 9 in 100. So 100 plus 9 is 109%. So 109 over 100 times x. This x is actually, we have to find out his earning in 2018, and this is equal to 36515. So from here you can calculate the value of x, which is $33,500. Part E, Arjun and Gital each pay rent. In 2018, the ratio of the amount each paid in the rent was Arjun ratio Gital is equal to 5:7. In 2019, the ratio of the amount each paid in rent was Arjun ratio Gital equals 9 ratio 13. Arjun paid the same amount of rent in both 2018 and 2019. Gital paid $290 more rent in 2019 than she did in 2018. Work out the amount Arjun paid in the rent in 2019. Alright, first of all, you add the given ratios 5 plus 7. This is 12 and 9 plus 13 is 22. Now we have to make a kind of equations. Let rent paid in 2018 equals X and the rent paid in 2019 equals Y. So Arjun is in 2018 his value of ratio was 5, so 5 over total 12 times X, and this is equal to 9 over 22 times Y. This is 9 is again Arjun's but in 2019. So the value of his ratio was 9 in 2019 and the total ratio was 22. So from here we can make X the subject. So X equals 54 over 55 Y. Now let's talk about Gital. So in 2019, Gital ratio was 13, so 13 over 22 Y minus, in 2018 Gital ratio was 7, so 7 over 12 of X, and this is equal to 290. Actually we have to make the difference of 2019 and 2018, and that difference is equal to 290, because he said in the question Gital paid 290 more rent in 2019 than she did in 2018. So now place the value of X here in the second equation. So this is 54 over 55Y equals to 90. Now try to simplify it. So 13 over 22Y minus 378. 7 multiply 54 divide 12 multiply 55Y equals to 90. So 13 over 22 minus 378 over 660, that is 1 over 55Y equals 290. So Y is equal to 290 into 55. So Y is equal to 15950. So in 2019, Arjun paid 15950 times 9 over 22, which is 6525. Hope you understand this question. This was a little tricky, but if you practice it, you can handle these type of questions very easily. In question number 2, write down the model class. So you have to look which class has the highest frequency. So 1.5 to 1.6. So this is our model class. Model class means whose frequency is the highest. Calculate an estimate of the mean height. So again you have to calculate the midpoint of every class. So 1.3 plus 1.4 divided by 2. So this gives you the midpoint 1.35, and the rest of the midpoints are in the same way you have to calculate. So 1.4 plus 1.5 divided by 2, and that is equal to 1.45, and so on, carry on. Find out all the midpoints. Okay, now sum of f of x over sum of f. you have to multiply frequency with x and then add them and divide it by the total frequency. 7 into 1.35 plus 18 into 1.45 plus 30 into 1.55 plus 24 into 1.65 and so on, whole divided by 7 plus 18 plus 30 plus 24 plus 27 plus 14, and use your calculator. This is 1.62. Easy, 4 marks. One boy is chosen at random from the club. Find the probability that this boy has a height greater than 1.8 meter. So greater than 1.8 meter. Let's go back and see in the table what the frequency of greater than 1.8. So we have the frequency 14. So probability. So we have to write 14 over total 120 and then simplify it. This is 7 over 60. Three boys are chosen at random from the club. Calculate the probability that one of the boys has a height greater than 1.8 meter and the other two boys each have a height of 1.4 meter or less. So here we have to let x as greater than 1.8 and y as less than 1.4. So see how many combinations we can do: x, y, y, x, y, and y, x. So you take any one of this and write down its probability and then multiply that by 3, because there are only 3 possibilities. You can arrange x, y, y, x, y, y, x. So if I take x, so greater than 1.8, so they were 14, so 14 out of 120 into less than 1.4 was 7, so 7 over 119 into again less than 1.4, because 2 boys have to be chosen from this group, so that would be 6 over 118, and now multiply the whole by 3, so you can get the correct answer, which is 21 over 20060. In C1, use the frequency table on page 4 to complete the cumulative frequency table. So you add, the first is given 7 and then it's written 25. It means the next frequency have been added in 7, and then the third column or in the third block, the previous 7 and 25 has been added in it, so you got 55. So you add the previous one with the new ones, and then 79, and then 106, and finally you should get 120. If you don't get, you have done some mistake. On the grid, draw a cumulative frequency diagram to show this information. So at 1.4, the cumulative is 7. So 1.4 cumulative is 7. So each small block represents 2 units. So from 1.4 you go 1, 2, 6, and here is your 7. I marked it with red. At 2.5, sorry, 1.5, this is 25. So 25 is here. Here is your 25. Wait, Yes. From 1.5 go up and mark at 25. So from 1.6 55. So 1.6 go up and mark before 55. Here you go. And then from 1.7 you have to mark 79. So 1.7 and 70, 72, 74, 76, and here it is 79. Yes. And from 1.8 we have to mark 106. So 1.8 and 106. So here is 100, 102, 104, 106 is here. And from 1.9 we have to mark 120. So this is your 120. Now join these points. Try to join with the smooth curve. Okay, median half of 120 is 60. From 60 go to the curve and the corresponding value on the x-axis. This is 1.6, 1.61, 1.62. So this is your 1.62 and this is your median. 40th percentile, so 40 over 100 times 120. This is your how much? 48. So on the y-axis, see where the 48 is, and from here you go towards the curve and then corresponding value on the x-axis and read this value. This is 1.59. Yes. Question number 3a. Find the value of s when u is, t is, and a is. All the values are given. Just put all the values in the formula and then solve it with the help of your calculator. So you got 75.6. B1 is simplification, so 3a minus a is 2a, minus 5b plus 2b is minus 3b. So this is very simple. And just do the cuttings and your final answer is 3 over 4. Solve 15 over x is equal to minus 3. So x will go to 3 and it will multiply 3. So it becomes 15 equals minus 3x. So minus 15 over 3 is equal to x. So x is equal to minus 5. 4 multiply inside the bracket. Then solve it for x. So your x is negative 1 over 4. Simplify 27x power 9 whole power 2 over 3. So every value inside the bracket has the power 2 over 3. So write it like this. 27 power 2 over 3 times x power 9 whole power 2 over 3. Now 27 means 3 power 3. So whole power 2 over 3. X power 9 whole power 2 over 3. Now simplify the powers. 3 and 3 will be gone. So 3 power 2 times 3 and 9 will be simplified. So 3 2s are 6. So 3 power 2 times x power 6, which is 9x power 6. Expand and simplify. So 3x will multiply the second bracket, every element of the second bracket. So this is 6x square plus 3xy. Now minus 5y will multiply both elements, minus 10xy minus 5y square. So 6x square minus 7xy minus 5y squared. So this is your final answer. Draw the image of the triangle T after reflection in the line y is equal to minus 1. So this is y is equal to minus 1. So every vertex of the triangle T, count the blocks, how much blocks they are away from this line, and go on the other side and mark the points. So then join them. So this is your reflection. Draw the image of triangle T after rotation through 90-degree clockwise about origin. So join vertex with the origin, and from here mark the line 90-degree. Join another vertex to the origin and mark the line 90-degree from here, and join them. And now you can guess where the third vertex could be. So this is rotation 90-degree about origin. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle T onto triangle A. So this looks like a translation. So take any vertex of T and move towards the corresponding vertex on triangle A, and then count your movement. So you move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unit in the positive x direction, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 6 because you have moved down. So minus 6 in the y direction. So this is your translation vector. Now you can describe it fully. Like T is translated onto A, and translation vector is 5 minus 6. Question number 5. Universal set is x is such that x is less than equal to 50, greater than equal to 41. So we can write the universal set like from 41 to 50. And set A is x is such that x is an odd number. So pick odd number from the universal set. So that would be your set A. B is a multiple of 3. So multiple of 3, 42, 45 and 48. Prime number, C is prime number. So be careful in picking the prime number. 41, 40, oh, I missed one. 41, 43, 47. Now complete the Venn diagram to show this information. First of all, you can look for any element which is all in A, B and C. No, I cannot see anything like that. So 45 is both in A and B. So write 45 here. 41, 43, 47 is in A and C. So write them here. 49 is only in A. 42 and 48 is in B. 44, 46 and 50, they are not found in A, B and C. So write it outside from these circles. So you have completed it. List the elements of A intersection C. A intersection C. So this is 41, 43 and 47. B union whole complement. B union C whole complement. So you unite the whole B with the whole C, and then you can write the elements outside from these two circles. So they are 44, 46, 49 and 50. Find n of A intersection B intersection C. N means number of. So there is no intersection, no element in the intersection of these three. So 5, you can write 5. 5 means empty set. Question number 6. Rahim makes baskets and mats. Each week he makes X baskets and Y mats. He makes fewer than 10 mats. The number of mats he makes is greater than or equal to the number of baskets he makes. One of the inequality that shows this information is Y is less than 10. So write down the other two inequalities. So we can write the other two inequalities. One, we can write Y is greater than or equal to X. How we did that? He makes fewer than 10. So this inequality examiner has given. Number of mats he makes is greater than or equal to the number of baskets. So Y is greater than or equal to X. So this is other inequality. Alright, in part B, he takes 2 whole 1/4 hours to make a basket and 1.5 hours to make a mat. Each week he works for a maximum of 22.5 hours. Show that 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 30. So first of all, change this mixed number into improper fraction. So 9/4 hours to make basket, and baskets are x, plus 3/2y, and that is maximum of 22.5, so it means less than or equal to 22.5. Now you multiply this by 4, so you get 9x plus 6y less than or equal to 90. Now divided by, divided by 3, so you get 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 30, and this is shown. On the grid, draw 3 straight lines and shade the unwanted region to show these inequalities. So y is greater than or equal to 10, y is greater than or equal to x, and 3x, it's not minus and it's not greater. Y is less than 10 and 3x is not minus 2. I will correct it. This is actually 3x plus 2y. So first of all, draw the line y is equal to x. So this is your y is equal to x, and the wanted area is, look, you make two angles with the x-axis. One is small, one is larger, so greater. So y is greater than equal to x. So above this line we have the wanted area. So examiner said that you have to shade the unwanted area. So you shade this side, this blue one. Now y is equal to 10. This is y is equal to 10, and the inequality is y is less than 10, so you have to make a dotted line. Don't forget to do this, otherwise you will lose big number of marks. So this whole is dotted, and the wanted region is below this line, below this dotted line, because he says y is less than 10 and the values lesser than 10 are below 10. So we have to shade the upper part of this line, so I shade it like this. Now our final 3x plus 2y. I have to correct it. 3x plus 2y is less than 30. So you can choose 2 points. At x-axis y is 0 and at y-axis x is 0. So you can have 2 marks, 2 points, and you can join them. So here is your first point. So let me correct it. It is 3x plus 2y. Alright. So what I am doing here, I am placing 0 in x. So I got the y value, which is 15. So 0, 15, one coordinate, and another I will place 0 in y, and then I will get the value of x. So my x is 10 here, so 10 comma 0. So mark these two coordinates on the graph. 0 comma 15, this is here, and 10 comma 0, this is here. And now join these 2 points. So this is your line, and see the small angle, the bigger angle. So we have to shade the unwanted portion. So our unwanted portion is at the larger angle because its set is greater than and equal to. So finally we got the unshaded portion, our wanted region, and from here he says he makes $40 profit on each basket he sells and $28 profit on each mat he sells. Calculate the maximum profit he can make each week. So inside the wanted region you have this 40x plus 28y. So the maximum profit he can make, if you see the point at 9 on the y-axis and 4 on the x-axis, this is exactly on the line. Yeah, I circled it. So write these values, 4 in x and 9 in y. So this can give you the maximum profit. Which is 412. Question number 7. Show that BC is 118.1 meter correct to one decimal place. So you get, this is included angle triangle. Included angle triangle means the angle is given and the length of its sides are given. So we always use cosine rule here. So opposite to capital A is a small a, which is the length BC. Opposite to capital B is a small b, which is the length AC. Opposite to capital C is a small c, which is the length AB. So I'm going to start with A, small a. So small a square equals, actually small a is our BC, which we have to find out. So small a square equals b square plus c square minus 2bc cos of a. Now put the values inside. So our BC is 118.06, which is 118.1, and it is shown. Calculate the angle ABC. So use the sine rule. 115 over sine of angle B equals 118.1 over sine of angle 72, cross multiply. So sine of B is this, sine of B is 0.926, so B is sine inverse of 0.926, which is 67.83. So up to one decimal place, 67.8 degree is the angle ABC. Bearing of C from A is 147. Find the bearing of A from B. Bearing of A from B. So make the bearing at B clockwise. So this is at A, the bearing is given 147. So this is a bearing we have to calculate. So two north lines are always parallel to each other. So if I subtract 72 from 147, I can get 75, which is the interior angle. So interior angles are always supplementary, means their sum is 180. So subtract 75 from 180. So you get this angle 105. Now you can calculate the bearing by subtracting 105 from 360. So your bearing is 255 degree. So you can write this in the answer space. Bearing of B from C. So at C you make the bearing. So this is clockwise from north. This is a small angle you have to find. For this small angle you have to work inside the triangle. So you got 67.9 inside the triangle. And you subtract these two angles 105 and 67 from 180. So you will get the small angle 7.1 here. So this is alternate angle and you can write it here, which is our bearing. So that 67.9 came from the angle B, which you found out using the sine rule. So your bearing is 7.1. Mitchell takes 35 seconds to run from A to C. Calculate his average running speed in km/h. So you can change meter into kilometer. So divide 115 by 1000. You got 0.115 kilometer. Time 35 seconds into hours. So 35 divided by 60 divided by 60. So you got 0.115 divided by 0.0097, so which is 11.82 km/h. So shortest distance from B to AC is, you draw a line which I have drawn in green, 90 degree. It should be 90 degree. So you have a right angle triangle in which you have one angle 72 and the length 80 meters. So you can find this length of the green line by using opposite over hypotenuse sine of 72 degrees. So sine of 72 degree equals opposite over hypotenuse is 80. So opposite is your 76.08. This is your shortest distance, which is 76.1 up to 3 significant numbers. Question number 8. Sketch the graph of y is equal to sine of x. So at 0 sine is 0, at 90 sine is 1. You can check it in your calculator. So at 180 sine is 0, and at 270 sine is minus 1, and at 360 it is again 0. Now join these points. So this is a sketch of your sine of x. Solve for sine of x. Describe fully the symmetry of the graph y is equal to sine of x. When the examiner says describe fully the symmetry, so you have to mention lines of symmetry as well as order of rotation symmetry. So there is no line of symmetry, and if you rotate, you pin it at 180 and you rotate this whole sketch 360, so you will find out that this starting shape will map 2 times on the starting shape when you start rotating it. So it means it has order of rotation 2, or you can say 2 order of rotation. So you can describe it like this: no line of symmetry and 2 order of rotation symmetry. Solve for sine of x minus 1 is equal to 2. So sine of x is equal to 3 over 4. So sine inverse of 3 over 4 is 48.50. This is your basic angle. So sine of x was 3 over 4, which is positive. So you check in which quadrant sine is positive. In the first and in the second quadrant sine is positive. So your basic angles are 48.5 here and 48.59 here. So first quadrant, the theta is the same as the basic angle. For the second quadrant, you have to subtract 48.59 from 180 and you get the second angle, 131.4. So these are your 2 answers. Question number C1. Write x square plus 10x plus 14 in the form x plus a whole square plus b. So you make a gap between after 10x and then take the quotient of x, which is 10, divided by 2 and square it. So this is square of 5. You plus add it, first add it, then subtract it. Now the first portion, this one, you can write x plus 5 whole square and solve this. Minus 5 square plus 14, you get minus 11. So write it there. So you have converted in the form x plus a whole square plus b. This is your answer. On the axis, sketch the graph of y is equal to x square plus 10x plus 14, indicating the coordinates of the turning point. So first of all, you have to look which way this quadratic graph is, upside down or downside up. So because x square is positive, so it is downward. If it was negative x square, the curve would upside down. So you have to make the curve like U. So where you have to check the y coordinates. So put x 0 here, so y is 14. So somewhere here your y is 14, and from here you draw the curve with the turning points. X is equal to minus 5 and y is equal to minus 11. The turning points x plus 5 is equal to 0 and x is equal to minus 5, and minus 11 is the coordinate of y. So this is your curve, and write down the coordinates of the turning point, and that's it. Do not try to write any other coordinates because that has not been asked. Question number 9. Calculate the total perimeter of the sector. So first of all, find out the arc length. Theta over 360 into 2 pi r. So 165 over 360 into 2 into 3.142 into radius is given 8. So this is your 23.041. So add 23.041 plus 8 plus 8. So this is your total perimeter of this sector. Surface area of a sphere is the same as the area of the sector. Calculate the radius of the sphere. So area is equal to 4 pi r square, and area of sector is theta over 360 into pi r square. So 165 over this, you find the area of the sector. This is 92.165. So 92.165 is equal to 4 into 3.142 into r square. So from here, find r. Your r is 2.708, which is 2.71. A cone is made from the sector by joining OA to OB. Calculate the radius r of the cone. So OA and OB. OA is your 8. So arc length, actually your circumference, arc length becomes the circumference of the base. So C is equal to 2 pi r. So arc length was 23.041 is equal to 2 into 3.142 into r. So from here your r is 3.66. which is 3.67. Calculate the volume of the cone. So formula is given. We need height. So our OA was 8. So you use Pythagoras theorem. H square plus 3.67 square equals 8 square. So your H is 7.108. Now use this value in the formula of volume. So your volume is 100 cubic centimeter. A rhombus ABCD has a diagonal AC where A is the point this and C is the point this. Calculate the length of AC. So you can roughly sketch it, or without sketch you can also do this. Length of AC is using the distance formula, x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square whole under root. Place the values, and this is your length AC 15.65. So this is 15.7 up to 3SF. Show that the equation of the line AC is y equals minus 2x plus 4. So find out the gradient, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So your gradient is minus 2. Use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So pick any one of the coordinates. So I use 4 and minus 4. So now simplify it. So I have shown it, y is equal to minus 2x plus 4. Find the equation of the line BD. So BD is because the diagonals of a rhombus cross each other at 90 degree. So first of all, find the midpoint of AC, coordinates of midpoint of AC. So x1 plus x2 over 2 comma y1 plus y2 over 2, and this is the coordinate of midpoint. Now gradient of BD is the reciprocal of gradient of AC. So gradient of AC was minus 2, so gradient of BD was plus 1 over 2. 1 over 2. The reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. Now y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. So you have the BD line crosses the midpoint. So y minus 3 equals 1 over 2 x minus 1 over 2. From here, simplify it. So this is your equation. 4y is equal to 2x plus 11. A curve has equation this. Work out the coordinate of the two turning points. So differentiate this equation. dy by dx is equal to 3x square plus 16x plus 5. Now make factors of this and equate this with 0, because at turning points the gradient is always parallel to x-axis. So now factorize it. You got the factors x plus 5 and 3x plus 1. So x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 1 over 3. So when x is equal to minus 5, your y is, you put this value of x in the main equation. So your y is 50. So coordinates are minus 5 and 50. And when your x is equal to minus 1 over 3, your y is minus 22 over 27. Determine whether each of the turning points is a maximum or a minimum. Give your reasons for answers. So you have to do differentiation again, means second differentiation. So your dy by dx is 3x square plus 16x plus 5. So your second differentiation is d square y over dx square is equal to 6x plus 16. Now place x is equal to minus 5 in it. So your value came out as minus 14. So this is less than 0. So curve is maximum. And when you place x is equal to minus 1 over 3, your value is positive 14, which is minimum. So let me write it. If the second differentiation, which is d square y over dx square, is less than 0, the curve is maximum. And if d square y over dx square is greater than 0, the curve is minimum. So that's it. Here is my telephone number, WhatsApp number, and I'm from Pakistan. Thank you so much. See you in the next paper.